What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. All right, so before I get into this video, a couple things I want to say. I want to give a shout out to Melvin for his donation via Cash App. All right, shout out to Melvin for the $25 donation via Cash App. Much respect to Melvin. May not always agree with my stances and videos, but he's been a long time supporter of this channel, and I truly appreciate it. Shout out to Melvin, frequent contributor to the channel. And also, I want to give a shout out once again to Aram. All right, Aram is probably the most frequent contributor to this channel with a donation via PayPal. And I saw that you donated, that you signed up to my music channel, and I saw your your video suggestions, and I will do my best to try to acquiesce that. Now, if you're not aware of what I'm talking about, yesterday I created a music channel, and I provided a link for it in that particular video. I'm going to put a link to the music channel in this video, and I do take requests on that channel as far as music is concerned. And I believe I have 60 something people subscribed to that channel so far. So it's a good start. And I want to thank everybody that has signed up over there so far. Um, I want to thank everybody that is signed to my Patreon. I'm going to upload a couple of more Patreon videos tomorrow. And I want to thank everybody that has donated to my channel over the past couple of years. I really do appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Everybody that has shown love to this channel. And if you want to contribute to this channel, you can do so in the links provided in the description box below via the PayPal or the Cash App, if you're able to, if you choose to. I really do appreciate everybody that contributes to this channel. I really do mean it. Now let's talk about this game. All right, Game 6 between the Dallas Mavericks and the Los Angeles Clippers. Now, this is one of the few series in the history of the NBA where the first 5 games was won by the road opponent, with no game being won at home. Um, the last time that had occurred was the 1995 Western Conference Finals between the defending champion Houston Rockets and the team with the best record that particular season with 62 wins, and the then reigning MVP winner, David Robinson. That streak ended in Game 6 when the Rockets were able to win at home in Game 6 of that series and secure the 4-2 victory. Well, once again, this series has been about the Road Warriors, as the Los Angeles Clippers, on the brink of elimination, defeated the Dallas Mavericks by the final score of 104-97, and they tie the series at 3 games apiece. Kawhi Leonard had, which was probably, in my estimation, at least his greatest offensive postseason performance. He tied his career high of 45 points and one of the most efficient performances I've seen. I believe he was 18 of 25 from the floor. And going along with those 45 points, he had 6 rebounds and 3 assists. But what was so important and so impressive in this particular performance was that although he still did not really take on the challenge of guarding Luka throughout this game, he did go against Luka one-on-one, and he stared him in the eye via Clint Eastwood, and he enforced his will on Luka, making, I think, 2 key big buckets down the stretch. One of them was a 3-pointer from area code range. I mean, he really took over the game offensively. Before that, Luka was, before that, Kawhi was still sort of in facilitator mode. But once he caught fire, he took over the game offensively um, down the stretch, especially in the fourth quarter. And it's interesting that it's in these road games so far that we've seen the Kawhi Leonard that we saw consistently 2 years ago during that stretch with the Toronto Raptors when he looked like the closest thing we've seen to, well, I don't want to say that. I'm not going to say that. That particular stretch, he was the best player in the NBA because remember Kevin Durant was not playing for most of that postseason. Um, Luka Doncic, I think, had 29 points to go along with what was it, 8 rebounds and 11 assists. Uh, Not everybody agrees with me, but I thought that Luka was sort of stat padding a little bit toward the end of the game. Now, look, yeah, I know. Usually, when I say stat padding, that means someone who's just out there padding their numbers in a 20-point blowout. But what I mean by that he was stat padding was Luka at one point had something like 20 points on 7 and 19 shooting, or something like that. And he was playing within, even though Luka's ball dominant, he still was playing within the offense. Toward the end, Luka sort of began forcing up shots. Now I can't. It's speculation on my part because I don't know his motivation. I don't know his intentions. Uh, but I noticed he became very aggressive offensively as far as shooting the basketball. And sometimes it is because a guy looks up and see he has 19 or 20 and his average is 27 and he's trying to get his average. But in reality, um, a lot of those points came in garbage time when the game was pretty much over. Even if the lead did slice down slightly, the game was over. And that's to me, that's something of stat padding. You know what I'm saying? The ball isn't swinging around, and you're just sort of just yakking up shots. To me, you're kind of stat padding and padding your totals. Okay, especially the points. You know what I'm saying? Like if a guy comes down the court and he's three assists short of a triple double with a minute and a half to go, and all of a sudden he's giving up good shots because he's trying to get assists. That's what I'm talking about. That's still, to me, you're padding your numbers. Now, can I prove that you're doing it? No. But if I've watched you enough to see that you tend to do that, yeah, the suspicion is there. Okay. I just can't prove intent. But Luka didn't have one of his best games. Um, Tim Hardaway Jr. for a stretch had um, his moments, but he faltered down the stretch in the fourth quarter. And Porzingis once again um, just was not there with only 7 points. For the Clippers, Paul George had a fine game of 10 points, 13 rebounds, and 6 assists. Reggie Jackson had 25 points, 9 rebounds, and 4 assists. Reggie Jackson started off the game very hot. Um, and you know what's interesting is that outside of Kawhi Leonard, the Clippers were not very good from three. And up until I think the fourth quarter, the Dallas Mavericks were pretty good from three, but then they began to falter in the fourth quarter. Um, Free throws did make a difference in this game. The Dallas Mavericks were 12 of 14, whereas the Clippers were 22 of 28. Neither team ended up shooting very well overall from three. Outside of Kawhi Leonard, the Clippers were 10 of 34 from beyond the arc, and the Mavericks were 11 of 34. Whereas I think at one point they were in the upper 30 percentile from three. But then I say down the stretch, I think they missed a lot of threes. outside of Luka hitting 1 3 in the fourth, I don't think they hit a lot of threes in the fourth quarter. I remember a lot of misses. But anyway, the question now is game seven, right? Who's going to win? Well, the pattern is that it seems like every game has been won by the road team. So that would insinuate that the Dallas Mavericks are going to win game seven. But this is the problem with that. I actually think what's going on is that Dallas, the Clippers play better when there's a sense of urgency. That's not going to go away in game seven because now this is one for the marbles. They can't relax. They can't let their guard down because it's do or die. And I expect Kawhi Leonard to come out there with the same aggression, if not even more aggression, to be honest with you, than he's shown in games 3, 4, and 6. I think in game seven, I think it's going to be a war. I think it's going to be an ebb and flow aspect of the game. But I think the home crowd is going to be just enough to push the Clippers over the Mavericks and win the series. Um, I think Kawhi Leonard is going to insert his look. I think Kawhi Leonard is going to. I think he's going to impose his will in this game, especially after halftime. Okay. Um, I think Luka Doncic is going to play well. I think he's going to bring his A game. I think it's going to be one of those games where Luka's going to just throw caution to the wind as far as shooting the basketball. He may shoot 30 shots in this game. If Tim Hardaway Jr. and if Kristaps Porzingis finally has that breakout 25-point type game, then my prediction might be wrong and Dallas might win. I think the X factor is ultimately going to be Kristaps Porzingis. Is he finally going to have a game where he shoots, well consistently throughout the game? Uh, does the Clipper defense, which was so vaulted years ago, does it present itself consistently throughout this game? I don't know. I don't expect it to. It seems to be, in the league we have today, it's with the rules, it's nearly impossible for a defensive player to consistently contain a great offensive player, let alone a good offensive player. So I expect to score somewhere. I think it's going to possibly be a slow start, but I think the score is going to be somewhere in the 1 teens. That's my guess. But tell me what you guys think. You know what I'm saying? Do you think the Dallas Mavericks are going to win Game 7? Or do you think the Clippers are going to shut them out? I don't know. Well, I think that the Clippers are going to win, but then again, I don't know. But tell me what you guys think.